Like unfortunately, you've had like these really close fights that, sometimes just don't go your way. It kind of feels like if you didn't blow a guy out, you might not get the decision. So, that brings me to Jermell Charlo, another guy you had a really close fight with. I think it was a majority decision. I think it was a majority.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely close fight.
Uh,
You fought him, I think, 2 years after you fought his older brother. Just in comparison, do you believe that skill wise, Jermell is better than Jamal, or do you think Jamal is just better than Jamel? Jamel holds all the belts at 54.
yeah, Jamel, skill wise. I guess so. Jamel dropped me twice in that fight. One of those drops I think was bullshit, but nonetheless it was counted. But other than those two times that I was, dropped, I don't feel like he was winning much of any of the rounds for real. And I feel like I controlled all the rounds, and then maybe he would catch me with one or two like real good shots at the end, and those judges would give him the round for that. Um, I don't know, man. Jamal, when I fought him, I felt like Jamal was in that was a prime mall.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and when I fought Mel, just keeping it buck because he did his best work after he fought me. I think Mel wasn't really in his prime yet. I think he
Mm,
was just coming in too.
yeah.
So they're probably just the same. Just got different timing in their primes and whatnot.
Would you say that Jamal is like the bigger hitter as opposed to Jamel? Because Jamel's kind of they're twins, but Jamel's kind of looked at like the little brother because he's
Nah, actually, Jamel had more he had more snap,
mm,
more explosiveness. Like that right hand came fast.
yeah.
Where Maul was more body strong. Like I try to move him around. He's like but
Okay,
you know
like
what I mean?
like more physical.
He'll pick you up and yoke you across the ring if you want to. You
Got
know.
you. Okay. I see exactly what you mean. That's an interesting way to put it, actually. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Jamel had all of the belts at 54. Do you think that I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to Tim Zoo. He's been like
Yeah.
you've been running through shit. Like, and
Yeah, so to
he
speak. I'll stop that train. Tim Zoo came this way. And they offered a fight, but it's because I got issues with the WBO and they were trying to use that fight as something to settle with our issues. And I told them, no. Our issues are our issues. You wanna give me that fight, that's cool, but that's outside of what we're talking about.
when did they offer you the fight though?
See, yeah, in the end, it was like a 3 week notice. I had to
Um,
go to Australia. The WO ain't gonna let me win. If in order with the Australians, I was like, yeah, I'm not. I don't look like Boo Boo the Fool. Like you want to give me a fight with Tim Tszyu, that's great, but it's gonna be on some decent terms. You know what I mean? I understand that y'all don't want to let me in, but if y'all want to legitimize Tim Tszyu and bring him my way, I'll stop that train. Yeah, he's good if you stay right there. I ain't staying right there. And he gets hit too much. He got dropped by Gaucher.
Definitely did in that first round.
So with that said, I think Charlo's gonna dispatch him.
So you don't think it's gonna be close?
Well, Charlo makes things close in the beginning all the time for some reason,
Mhm.
but I think Charlo will figure it out and catch his ass, mid to late rounds.
Gotcha. So I know that you said that you would love that Tim Zoo fight, but what do you kind of I mean, I don't want to say that you're in like limbo, but it's like you're in like a
Uh,
really interesting spot because it's like
yeah.
you still got gas in the tank for boxing, but you're also doing bare knuckle. So it's like if it was up to you, like which one would you rather focus on, or do you want to just I'm good with both, man.
And look, I'm good with both, and the reason why I say is because boxing's taking so long. If I would love to be active and actively pursuing a title. But what that really looks like is Charlo has to fight Tim Tszyu, so he's the mandatory. I'm ranked fifth in the WBA. If I want any type of title shot or title eliminator, um, Like for instance, Majumov, he's number one. I would love that fight. I would definitely dispatch Majumov and take that number one spot. That'll probably take 6 months to make.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's waiting for his mandatory spots for them to say, "All right, you're with Charlo next," and he's like, "And if they don't say that, then we'll make a fight with you." But before they're going to tell Majumov that he's got the mandatory, Zoo needs to fight Charlo because they got to figure out if he's even going to be champion.
Gotcha.
So it's just taking so long. It's going to take so long for me to get a title shot. It's probably going to take a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't really got that time to wait. So that's why I thank God for BKFC because um, I'm trying to hit it while the game's good.
Sure, man. Would also kind of just like want to circle back to Canelo. I know you haven't been in the ring with David Benavidez, but I know you watched him real close, and this dude is a monster.
He's a monster.
Like, do you think that like it? Well, first off, do you think that David Benavidez would beat a David Morrell? Because Morrell's another guy, man.
So I think that would be a real close fight, and I think Morrell possibly could be the better fighter. But I think Benavidez has the experience
Mm, okay.
because
So,
Morrell don't have the experience yet. He's still lightweight and amateur for real.
so do you think that Canelo, even though he has all of the belts, like, do you view him as the guy at 168 pounds or not really? You think the other
Yeah, no, Canelo's that guy. He's really that guy from 160 to 175, even though he lost to Bivol. He's the face. He's
guys
he's the man in the game right now. So whatever weight class he's fighting at, he's gonna be that man.
got you?